Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We have a good show. A jolly damned good show. So, this is probably one of the short ones, but this is the real. Whenever the real speech professor cries and whines about shit, there's something I thought about for years with my own relationship with my dad, and I still don't have a good answer. Oh, what was your daddy mean to you? What, did he swap you occasionally? By the way, that's not abuse.
Question. And I'd love to hear your feedback about the idea of when someone is committing harm as a result of past trauma, at what
Maybe your dad hit you a little bit because he didn't want his son growing up to the pussy you ultimately would become.
point do they have to take ownership of it? Right? At what point does it become a choice? Here's the clip.
And at a certain point, like, and
Jesus. God, I remember sparring and kickboxing or taekwondo, whatever you want to call it, with my dad.
I say this as the son of a father who was a narcissistic abuser. That
So he was completely focused in on himself, and he abused you how? What, not showered you with every minute of his attention? Yeah, maybe he wanted to watch the football game. I'm sorry, but you're such a fucking baby about things, and you're such a fucking crybaby that, I like to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I just can't. I've watched your videos enough.
it was like the definition of this toxically machismo, especially in
Oh, you mean a guy, a man. And look at you. You turned out to be a pussy and probably an embarrassment to him.
Latino culture, of all the things that I had to grow up kind of being around and seeing. The at a certain point of your life, it becomes a choice to continue down that path. And
I think I fought every single male relative of mine except for possibly my grandpa's, but they were old. I fought with my brother. I boxed with an uncle. Like I said, I did some sparring sessions with my dad, and then, of course, the normal roughhousing every boy does with his father.
I get to unpack it and to see a therapist and to work through that.
Or you could have been a man, got bigger, got stronger, and kicked your daddy's ass. But no, you'd rather just be a pussy about it.
And you can't just continue until you're an old man blaming your father for setting you up to believe this way. Because especially in today's
Gee, it worked for thousands of years. Feminism is really new and is kind of having a terrible track record because women are more miserable than ever before.
And other people that are in between too. It doesn't have to go to the extreme of listening to every single person that fully disagrees.
Yes, please, young men, do not listen to a damn thing this man says. These women, they might do a podcast with him, but they don't respect him. They'd never suck his fucking dick. And I guarantee he wants them to. But yeah, this is how a man deals with his problems. He doesn't get in touch with his emotions about them. He either ignores them, accepts them, or destroys them. Those are your three options. If I have a problem, I can either ignore it and it'll just eventually go away. I can accept it, like if I lose my leg or something. Well, I have to accept that because I can't regenerate a leg. Or if I have a problem that's in my way and I can destroy it, I'm going to destroy it. Those are the three ways to deal with problems.
To you, they can get you there. And if you choose to just simply stay exactly the way that your father raised you or the way that he treated your mom, then at I don't know what age that starts being a choice.
Oh, you've had a enough of my whack take. Well, I'm sick and fucking tired of people defending abortion but then being opposed to the death penalty and vice versa. You give me a good argument as to why one is moral and the other is immoral, maybe, just maybe, I'll let you on, but I wouldn't hold my fucking breath.
Choice, but there is a point where you got to stop forgiving it and stop pushing the blame off of the person that's still.
So your solution, rather than stand up to your dad, is just to run away like a pussy little bitch, because your video previous to this is going no contact. And look, I've had to go no contact with some family members. But this was after standing up to them and telling them what they needed to hear repeatedly. Well, fine, fuck you. If you're not going to listen to what I have to say and you're not going to fix the problems in your life, fuck you. I'm out.
Still continuing that narrative.
Right. Well, and I think that's such an incredible point, because at what point do you...
Yeah, these girls might be jerking you off a little bit with their words, but they're never going to jerk you off with their hands.
You kind of try to excuse your behavior by being the victim of trauma that you are now inflicting onto people that you claim to love.
Now, look, I'm happy you're not a fucking crybaby about it, but you went about it in a very crybaby way. And by the way, toxic masculinity isn't a bad thing. Both these girls' pussies would gush at the sight of toxic masculinity. It's what women are attracted to. Ooh, this toxic masculine man can protect me. I like this. Okay. Who said I'm single, Iron Gullet? All right, let's move on. You know what? I'm going to do the polling thing right away. Let's do this. The blank map. The 270 got a whole slate of new polls. I'll show them after I fill it in. Because everybody's saying that Biden is surging in the polls. I know Crystal is rubbing her pussy furiously over it. Unfortunately, in reality, in the battleground states, this is not the case. So we have a blank map. And, all right, let's just get into this. In Michigan, Trump leads by 3%. By the way, in the 2020 election, Biden always led in Michigan. Pennsylvania is another Trump lead at 3%. Again, Biden always had the lead the last time around. Arizona goes to Trump. Ohio, Trump leads. And by the way, these are all states, especially Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, Biden needs to fucking win. Alaska, nobody cares if it always goes. Jesus. Indiana. You know, I'm like within 130. Biden gets his first win in Minnesota. I do think Biden will carry Minnesota, as much as I'd just love to flip this in the Trump category. Oh, please tell me. Okay, good. And we'll put this for Biden. As much as I'd love to put that state red, my state red, I think it's going to go for Biden. Texas will, of course, go to Trump. He's already closing in on the 270 needed to win. New York, Biden has gained a little bit of ground, but I don't know. All the fucking rhetoric I hear out of New York, everybody's pissed off with Biden, but I'm going with the polls. Biden wins New York. South Carolina, Trump wins. Washington, thanks to goddamn Seattle, Biden will win. And like I said, these polls are getting farther and farther out. Massachusetts, that's not a shocker there. But then again, you have literally, 7 more months with the migrant crisis and the increasing crime and possibly stagflation? where even places like Massachusetts, New York, Maryland might go. I'm if stagflation hits along with the migrant crisis, then everything except California and Washington are going to be red. And Trump, I believe, will have already sewn up the election. South Dakota, North Dakota. New Hampshire going for Biden. Virginia, I think this will flip by election day, but Biden has a 6-point lead. Again, I don't really believe that at the moment. Biden gets that. I think it'll be 329 to 209. But I don't know. He could flip New York because Biden is not looking strong in New York. And Chicago is pissed off with the Democrats. Would you like to hear my honest, again, this is kind of me jerking off a little bit. I think Trump could flip this. I think he could flip New York because they're just pissed off, which would mean most likely Massachusetts would flip because of Boston. You know what? I'm gonna keep Boston in Biden's column, but unless this thing clears up, I mean, the migrant thing is not going away, and if we hit stagflation, then Virginia's gonna flip, my state's gonna flip, New Mexico's gonna flip, Colorado that might flip. And I think you might see something like 414 to 124. He will probably keep Kauai. He'll keep California. He'll keep Oregon. He'll keep the leftist states. Actually, at that point, I could see this. If stagflation hits, it might be 432 to 106. It'd be an absolute landslide. Again, we got a lot of time before the election. So, again, and there's also something else. Don't assume just because Trump is winning in the polls or looks like he's going to win, get your sorry ass out and vote. Oh, God. Okay. Turks. AOC and Bernie Sanders have a plan for the housing crisis, and she's still marketing that Green New Deal. Do you think she had to blow Bernie to get his support? You want my support, AOC? Well, here's the knee pads.
World is not only possible, a different world is arriving today. That's right.
Really? Today? You made this a couple of days ago. I don't see any progress.
The Green New Deal for public housing would immediately...
Oh my God, will you distance yourself from the Green New Deal, sweetheart?
upgrade and expand our public housing stock. It would bring public housing down to zero carbon emissions while creating 200...
If you have money, you can have a house.
180,000 jobs in America.
Housing, I don't know if you guys know this, housing is not a human right.
Yeah. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Bernie Sanders.
Housing is a human right if you build the house yourself. If somebody else built it for you, then you got to pay for it, sweetheart. Also, why do all these leftists and Tim Pool cite The Guardian? It's a UK publication. First off, I don't even know why they fucking cover the American politics. Believe it or not, I'm sick and tired of us funding Ukraine and Israel. At least with Israel, I can still justify it a bit because they didn't start the fight. Neither did Ukraine, but at some point, god damn. Either let's get involved and finish this shit, or why are we on the hook for this money? Tell Europe to pay for fucking Ukraine's war.
Green New Deal for public housing aims to decarbonize all of the nation's public housing.
How in the fuck do you decarbonize housing? All right. I'm sorry. It's AOC's idea, and she writes all of her bills in crayon. Oh, my God. Pretty privilege is a real thing. Only some girl who's pretty, who's never been told that's a stupid fucking idea, would think something this stupid. Oh, we could just decarbonize homes. How? Oh, I'm sure you're going to tell us. No, Israel did not start the fight, Phoenix. They were attacked first. This started with a paratrooper attack at a music festival in Israel. Hamas started this war. And generally, with terrorists, you have to beat them to a bloody pulp before you can consider a peace deal. Or they will do it again. No, women have proposed fine legislation in the past. AOC, on the other hand, is a fucking idiot.
Equivalent of removing.
Yeah, and the people that live in these public project houses won't immediately rip the solar panels off and sell them for money. AOC, have you ever been within 100 yards of a Section 8 house? I have friends in construction. Occasionally, I've helped out in my younger days. You know, a little cash under the table. I've seen the damage. It'd been cheaper just to burn the fucking building down and rebuild.
Or homeless. It is unacceptable that in the richest country in the history of the world, people...
It is unacceptable that in the richest country... we are not taxing the people that make all this money to death. I am Bernie Sanders, and I am a piece of shit that has never contributed anything to anyone. God, when you finally kick the bucket, it's going to be really hard for me to have decorum.
Are choosing between paying
because green energy doesn't fucking work. Solar is a nice backup or a nice supplement. EVs work fine in Arizona, but in Minnesota in the winter they'd have to be charged every 15 feet. Don't know if you know this. Cold depletes battery life. The death penalty was never meant to deter crime. The death penalty is just solving a problem.
Lowering housing prices and rental.
And quite frankly, to give the victims' families some measure of revenge. And yes, I do believe revenge is a good thing.
Costs. But government action on housing is sorely needed.
Yeah, but a fetus is a living person. Or will eventually become a living person. See, that's the thing. I believe in abortion too, to a point. But here's the thing. Even before my limit, which is about 20 weeks, that's more than reasonable, that's before brain development, blah, blah, blah. If we leave the fetus alone, it will develop into a baby. So, yeah. You're going to have to do better than that. If there's a medical emergency, obviously an exception can be made. But elective abortions have to be done under 20 weeks. I have said they have the choice. But no, I'm not with your buddy Jake and saying a woman has an abortion, has the right to an abortion 15 minutes before her due date.
The 1998.
I mean, hell, you guys would be petrified if I was president. I'd expand the death penalty to include other crimes. Oh, you molested a child? Guess what? You're not going to prison. Death. And fuck it, I'll just get the creepy points in. Kind of cute too. Oh, you did some CP? You produced that shit? Oh, you're not going to prison. Death. You know, I will say this. The Last of Us is a video game. No one in this video game is real. If the web designers wanted to have Ellie in that game naked, they could have done so, and nobody could have stopped it. It would have violated no laws. Oh, you decided to force yourself upon a bunch of people multiple times, and oh, looks like you've been to prison to this at least twice. Death. Again, because they're the man that'll slam her on the counter. You know, slam her front half on the counter and fuck her doggy style and say, you're not doing this. Do you understand? And unlike Destiny, they'll fuck her till she can't actually walk anymore. Again, I'm pro-death. I'm for all of it. Abortion, death penalty, euthanasia, right to die. Whatever gets the fucking highway moving faster.
Faircloth Amendment. Which,
believe it or not, when I was first starting out on YouTube, 2008, I was probably considered on the left. Maybe a little more fiscally on the right, but socially way on the left. Like, I've always supported gay marriage. Hey, if they want to be as married and as miserable as the rest of us, fine, fuck them. Let them be. And I've always maintained you can't make laws against gay marriage in this country because the only justification you have for why two men who love each other, for example, why they shouldn't get married is because your belief in your own personal religion. We can't make laws based on that. End of story. And when it comes to trans people, I think people over 18 should be able to do whatever they want. Now, that being said, I don't think men should compete against women in sports because it's completely unfair. I don't think this shit should be brought upon children. And I really don't think it should be anywhere near a goddamn elementary school.
I never once had to communicate my standards to someone. I never once had to tell them to pay for something. It was
okay. I don't know what type of men you're dating, but you're not worth that much, sweetie. You're a 6 at best, and you're acting like a cunt. So, yeah. I don't know what type of man you're dating, other than the men are going to wine, dine you, sweep you off your feet, fuck you, and then dump you.
If he's nice, if he treats you right. The matter of fact is, to survive, you need food and a roof over your head. If he can't...
Bitch. Okay, all right. Fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. I will provide you with a roof over your head. I will provide food for you to eat. I will provide clothes for you to wear. I will even provide makeup for you to wear. In exchange for this, and you do not have to work for it, but in exchange for this, I want my fucking house clean. I want my dinner on the table. I want you naked on your knees with a drink and then immediately go into a blowjob.
At least afford.
Because if I'm paying you to stay at home all day, that's what I want in return for my money. Not you sitting on the fucking couch watching some stupid, idiotic show that appeals to women and no dinner on the table. Oh, also, I can cheat as much as I want.
Who will probably...
Almost all women at some point are financially dependent on a guy, Anna. That is just the reality. And the sad thing is, they're generally happier than women that are financially independent from men because they don't leave. The problem is that your average modern woman, when she feels, oh, I'm not so in love anymore, and oh, I'm kind of blue in this, they leave. Women initiate 80% of the divorces. The problem is, though, and Anna's going to learn a bitter lesson. I believe she is married, but if she ever leaves her husband, Anna will learn a bitter lesson. Anna was at one point probably an 8 or a 9 when she was younger. But right now, Anna is creeping in on 40, and you can see it. Suddenly, those top-tier dudes you used to get, Anna, aren't going to take you seriously. Oh, they might fuck you still, but they're never going to put a ring on it.
Probably cheat on her, leave her, and avoid having to pay her any alimony. That is definitely how that's going to end up for her. Anyway, that was 24-year-old.
Well, wait a second. You're a feminist, Anna. Why are you in support of alimony? I thought women didn't need no man. I thought women could be independent. They didn't need shit from us. But you're still in favor of the alimony system. Odd brand of feminism you have there, my dear. Tell you what. I will let you on if you would accept this premise. Well, I believe an abortion is perfectly acceptable before 20 weeks for elective reasons. Keyword, elective reasons. I also accept the fact that if left alone, this will be a person. Are you willing to grant that, yes or no? The answer to this question will really matter.
Time to be a woman.
Elective means basically the woman wakes up, 2 weeks later she decides she's pregnant, goes to the clinic, gets an abortion. That's elective. Oh, God, a woman who I wish would just get thrown into a fucking train.
Superstar, but documenting her.
Yeah, which caused Bud Light, and I realize I'm drinking Budweiser. But yeah, damn near crippled that brand.
The multi-camera.
Dear Mr. McMahon, give me Dylan Mulvaney, WrestleMania, hell in a cell.
But Dylan.
Well, actually, it kind of is. I mean, yeah, because Dylan can just go, well, I'm trans. Yet he hasn't done anything serious to get, oh, okay, his face is a little more feminine. Okay. It still looks quite masculine. Come on. I want to see Dylan. You had 2 years, Dylan. Let's get the dick saw out. Come on, I want to see some fake titties.
Gaines for Girls podcast and ambassador of the Independent Women's Forum, Riley Gaines.
I know she's married, but God, she's hot.
And the host of the Officer Tatum show, Brandon Tatum. Well, welcome to all four of you, Ace.
I used to try to have it, but my respect, because of the way the trans community acts generally, it's really on a case-by-case basis. But as a whole, oh God, is my respect... It's edging off a cliff.
There's always issues, Miss Quality.
Here's the problem. Once again, the one that's supposed to be on your side, the dude in the middle, ends up screaming like a toddler, and that's my problem. A lot of trans people, when they want to discuss things, don't discuss because they end up losing the argument, like women can beat up men, and just go on screeching like a toddler. Hello, Underhaven.
Oh, here I am. Hey, well, what's up, man? What are you up to tonight? What'd you want my opinion on when it came to this issue?
Oh, my God. All right, you're 1 second away from getting booted.
Do you just want to have... I suppose this is about the wider conversation about trans athletes, right? Is that what you're particularly... Like, are you just asking about how I feel about this person as an individual? Or, like, be specific is what I'm saying.
Hold on. I have some ass... God damn it.
It's the show. It's the cooking show. Except we're not cooking. Dude, remember when we had a conversation, I got you so mad that you were like egg scrambling mad?
Yeah, I don't really care about any of that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but you remember.
Okay, do you support okay. I guess do you support God damn it, I'm gonna hold on, I have to ban someone. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Except I can't because his... I hate this service. Anyway. Alright, do you have... I get... You know what? This is over. Some jackass decided to fuck it up. I'm not dealing with this, so fuck it.
Wait, what the fuck's going on here? It's over?
Somebody keeps coming in and out, having this stupid little ding dong thing. So I'm done. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, Underhaven. He's probably just some random fucking troll. He's probably some jackass from fuck it. I'll throw him under the bus. Jake's brigade. But no,
it's quite a big assumption, but okay.
Political purposes. Listen.
Oh, Letitia James wants to springboard off this shit to get her black ass a Senate seat or something.
Manhattan that's willing to go.
I assume she has an ass, and I assume that ass is black.
Along with it, no one.
Why is it no one cares if I call a white motherfucker a pasty ass? Like, if she would have provided proof that Donald Trump ripped the bank off, okay. If he ripped investors off, okay. If he sold, well, I'll give you an example, and this is where I'm really gonna have to end this broadcast. As wild, as turbulent as it's been. By the way, the Underhaven thing is the exact reason why call-in shows are probably going to be a thing of the past. Again, I have a bunch of fucking spammy motherfucking smartasses. I don't know, maybe there's a way I can deal with it. Whatever. That's another discussion for another time. Anyway, I completely lost my train of thought. Something. I was gonna make a point. Damn it. Fuck it. Well, I lost my goddamn point. I lost my train of thought. I'll play a little bit more of this.